Alright guys, so here we are again with another deck tech. There will be another video after this with some actual games of this deck tech. So this is another best of one deck that I made. This is just kind of a junk tokens deck. So that's what people used to call junk, the black, white, green color base there. So this junk tokens deck is something that I kind of threw together. I've been having some fun with it. It's fairly competitive from what I've played so far. It's got quite a few cool things in it, and it's really fun. Like most of the decks that I try to make, just try to make them pretty fun. So, starting out with the one drops, we have 400 Witness and 2 Legion's Landing. Now, a lot of decks prefer Legion's Landing over 100 Witness, but as we'll see later, there is a reason why we're running these 100 Witness over the Legion's Landings. But they are cheap stuff, good against aggro decks, especially this 100 Witness because it can block, make you a lifelinker. These make the lifelinkers, but this is kind of, blocking twice, basically. Next, in the 2-drop slot, we have Tithe Takers with Afterlife. We had Imperious Oligarchs with Afterlife. So again, we have a lot of Afterlife in this deck, so that whenever our creatures die, we get more tokens. Song of Frailes, so I love this card. It lets your creatures become Birds of Paradise, so your creatures can tap for any color mana. At the end of the saga, you get a 1/1 counter on each of your creatures. You give them Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible, so that's overall really great. Unbreakable Formation. Not a lot of decks play this card. I don't know why. Even like the mono white, I even run this in the mono white list that I run. So creatures you control get indestructible until end of the turn. The number one, it's just an anti-kill spell, or anti-board wipe. They try to kill your board. No, you can't. If you play during your main phase, so if you don't just play it as creatures you control get indestructible, you get 1/1 counters on those creatures. So that's a counter. They don't go away at the end of turn. And they get Vigilance, so they can also block for you. History of Benalia. Overall, probably best token producer in Standard right now. Makes tokens, makes your knights bigger. These, I believe, are the only knights that we're playing, but makes them bigger. Mortify, just overall great utility. Kill spell, kills creatures or enchantments. March of the Multitudes. I was really torn on whether to run 3 or 4 of these because sometimes this is just the best card in the deck. It's X and 3, you make X, 1/1 soldiers with lifelink. It can just be crazy. I'm really torn on whether I should be running 3 or 4 of them. I really do think that I might boost this up to 4 soon. As far as these guys go, so this is kind of where it gets fun. So this Elindra, the Dusk Rose. So she's a 1/1 lifelink. Whenever another creature dies, she gets a 1/1 counter. Whenever she dies, you create X 1/1 lifelink vampires where X is her power. So she gets kind of crazy with that. Now, Teysa Karlov. Whenever dying causes a trigger ability, it triggers another time. So that means that whenever 100 Witness dies, whenever Tithe Taker dies, whenever Imperious Oligarch dies, or whenever there's the dies trigger on Alondra, it triggers twice. So, again, great card for this deck. Also gives your creature tokens, Vigilance and Lifelink. Just crazy good. Karn, card advantage, and you get tokens if you need them. Aren't playing any artifacts besides the ones that Karn creates, but you don't really need those. Even putting them out as 1/1s is normally fine. Tristani, great. She's a Glorious Anthem, gives creatures +1/+1. She also makes more tokens. They have lifelink. She can also gain control of things that you've lost control of. So this is used to not be relevant at all, but I know some of the blue decks are playing that, what is it, Enhancing Melody or something like that, that you can now gain control of creatures. So it can be pretty good in the meta now. And lastly, up to 6, I just love Vraska, so I stuck it in here, because why not? It makes tokens, kills stuff. It's just what we're trying to do with this deck. So, lands. I have 4 ofs on the white making lands, because we're mostly white in this deck. 2 ofs on these 2, and then some basics in case we get Abrupt Decayed, or not Abrupt Decay, the new Abrupt Decay or the Settle the Wreckage. So in case one of those happen, we can get some basic lands out of this. Alright, so that was Junk Tokens. So I'm going to go ahead and actually try this out. So this will be up in the next video. So just join us back in the next video.